Hello and welcome back, everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land. I hope you're having a fantastic hump day. Hopefully you got to celebrate the day for any reason. Before we jump into the action, please remember if you're watching this video online to give us a like, a comment, and a subscription. All of that helps us out so very, very much. And if you are watching live, then you should definitely be following us and maybe even throw us some of those Bezo bucks with a Twitch Prime subscription. Every 25 subs that we receive in the community, I will do a video of a lore drop from a specific thing that our community asked me to elaborate on for our homebrew universe. Any of you that are new, this is a homebrew universe that I designed of my own creation over the course of going on 6 years now. Yeah, it's been a pretty long time. And all of the games that I run, all of them are inside of the same living universe, affecting one another, changing shit for one another. Yeah, it's pretty fun. But anyways, where last we left off, you all had a very decent, jovial evening of rest and enjoyment. No real food was shared other than, passing, here's some cooked rabbit on a stick, and stuff like that, but ultimately had a decent time with one another, relaxing. With Harry's group, and that being Lucifon, Luna, and Jackie. And you all set up your own domes, a little bit apart from one another. Close enough that you would hear if anything happened in the middle of the night, but far enough away to have privacy within your own groups. So, as you're all inside of this nice, safe little dome, Baron, I believe this is your first time in the dome with all of them. Are you familiar with the spell at all? Tiny Hut?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
But Barondar is not.
Oh.
So
they put up this magical force that, it's weird. Supposedly it keeps you safe.
Yeah, he's impressed by basically everyone's abilities that he's seen so far. But he's especially interested in Fulcrum, as he's also doing magic, but unlike some of what he's used to, so.
I will say it's hilarious that given where you come from, you didn't have this spell, and it would be amazing there.
Exactly.
Wow, I never thought about that. Give myself shelter to be safe? Huh.
And I'll kind of explain how, try to explain somewhat about the spell and whatever.
As they're doing all of that, and is got their silver mirror out, just trying to figure out where all the grays are. And then once they do that, they're going to do two things. They're going to check in with the tarot cards to see if they're charged up, and then they're also going to try and reconnect with the crown.
Okay.
And see what's going on with it.
The last time you used the cards was right before you went to Zodiac, correct?
Yes.
They seem to have
playing with a lot.
Yes, they seem to have a lot more latent magical ability in them, but they're not fully charged yet.
Okay.
You're getting close. It's once every 7 days, and by my calculations, this is the 5th day.
Okay.
6th day, you guys took 3 days of downtime because exhaustion.
Exhaustion, yeah.
I'm coming down!
Yeah, and could read everything that ever happened ever, so...
Kothar tasted it. Then you try to connect to the crown. Who is this?
You, don't remember me?
No. How am I attached to your... This is very strange. Where's Croston? Fetch him immediately.
Croston? I guess
History
the bad news for you, buddy.
What are you talking about?
Kirsten's been dead for a really long time.
What are you talking about?
What's your name?
Let me look at it. Sorry, I honestly forgot his name. This is the crown of the true king.
Mm-hmm.
King Balmar.
Belmar. He's the same one that we met before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Belmar.
did the Dark Lady take him?
Dark Lady.
Yes.
To be honest with you, I don't think so. He was a king, and I think he just died of old age.
Old age? Are you being funny right now, little one?
Not trying to
I
be.
merely talked to him but a week ago.
Right. You're also in a crown.
Yes. And I'm supposed to be fixated to his cranium.
Well, you're not, and you haven't been for a few hundred years.
What are you talking all of this nonsense for?
You don't remember me? Are you sure? Because you've been on my head for like 2 months now.
Child, if I've met you, I would know. Croston Cross is the wearer of this crown. And my dutiful charge to enforce with the future of my home world.
Mm-hmm. All right. It might have something to do with the time travel. Okay.
With the what travel?
Can't hide your thoughts.
Yeah.
No, it's time travel.
Oh. That seems like more effort. But you say that King Croston will die of old age, naturally.
Listen, it's been a really, really long time since he lived from whenever I'm supposed to be living.
Yes.
And everything has passed kind of into like legend and mythology, right?
So he becomes a legend.
Yes.
Wonderful. They must share his tales alongside mine. What is this hesitation? What is it?
Yeah.
Roll a deception check at disadvantage because he's in your head. However, you do have the possibility of lying to yourself sometimes, so I will allow it.
Oh, in lies
Yeah.
themselves a lot.
This is fine.
13.
You make a mockery of it.
That's
Do they not share the tales of King Balmar? Do they not sing it in the heart of every tavern, of all of the locals and all of the peasants who he gave the ability to live their lives freely to?
How about we start that?
This is bullshit. And he immediately goes silent. The one thing he had.
You're just like crying in the distance.
Well, that didn't help anything.
This is bullshit, and just leaves.
Well, I was trying everything that I know to do, but
While you're trying to sleep, he will come back. So seriously, people don't talk about me in the future. At all? I saved humans from encapturement. I ensured them a rich, successful future in this world. I established them with their own power. And they just don't talk about me at all?
so you know how they say that, like, I mean, there's just so much that was lost from when from
Croston.
Croston
Cross is his name, so.
Kirsten Cross. Whenever he was alive, and I just think that was part of that. But you're in luck because I'm a bard, and that's what I do: is share stories.
What? My story is supposed to be told about for generations. Everybody.
I'm sure it was. But that's a lot of generations.
Well, of course, it is an amazing story. I freed humans.
From...
You have no idea about everything that I worked towards my entire life.
Listen, I want to know. It's not... If I had the choice, none of that would have been forgotten.
It's just not fair, you know? There's only one thing that a man wishes to take with him to his grave. Well, two things: untold riches and the stories of what he accomplished. Seriously,
Well?
this is bullshit.
Well, then tell me.
Roll a persuasion. When I was around as a young boy, time was not an aspect known to this world, but to others further away. It was a new concept, and with it came a new devious attribute: death. People who suffered in their lives and perished prematurely would be reborn time and time again, living through a different series of life, sometime even to different parents as they were needed, or not even born to parents at all. It was a new strange time in our worlds, and after the tyranny that bestowed upon us by the champions, me and my men, my people who wished to follow me, came here from the wilds, saw the tyrannical rule that the gnomes had produced over this land, and we decided we would take it back for the rightful people to be who they wished to be. We fought tirelessly, endlessly against them, defeating all but one of the 5 generals. And forcing...
And who was that general?
We never received her name. She was always referred to as the 4th. My son and daughter met them only once. Creepy woman, dangling all around, acting aloof but observant. Honestly, she always struck me as kind of a bitch when I hear about the story, but I'm not one to judge. Maybe she was just misunderstood and slightly awkward, you know? And, well, after we managed to quell their armies and push them down far enough, we managed to talk to all of the individuals of this world, the powerful creatures, and told them that it is not okay to encapture one life in order to safeguard your own, and convince them to free the humans. And we even constructed a new system of law, calling it the Council of many. Is that still a thing, by the way?
It is.
Oh, I created that. That was mine. My idea.
You'd be pleased to know that Byro's still on it.
Byro, really? Is he well?
He is. He's old,
Really?
but he's well.
Good for him. Ah. You know, I never had a conversation with the guy, but Kirsten seemed to take a very fond liking of him. Calling him, well, in secrecy, his best friend.
Oh.
Yes. The two of them always get into a lot of trouble together. I hope Byro resolves the issues with his father soon. Terrible fate, terrible fate. But anyways, I'm getting off track. Back to me. So, we created this Council of Many in order to safeguard the future and the history of this land, to make sure that history is written true and precise for everybody, and to ensure that every community, no matter how big and how small, will always have a voice for the direction of our unity. And, well, generations passed. I was assassinated, of course. I'm sure you heard about that. Wait, you did? You never heard about my assassination?
No.
Honestly, do they even talk about me? The first king? The true king?
Who killed you?
I don't know. But I was hoping somebody would talk about it and discover it in the future. With all of your fancy magics and such. But anyways, they assassinated me and all of my family, as well as some other individual, and luckily, those of our most devoted people made a ritual to pass on our legacy into this item you adorn on your head. You fight a lifetime trying to give people what they want, and they simply forget your name.
Well, I will do my best to make sure that it's not forgotten.
Thank you. Dear? Or endure?
In works?
Very informal of you. I shall let you know that I am happily married. Though I do find that your mature nature is very perky, considering.
Well, thank you.
You are most welcome. You have yourself a wondrous evening. And disconnects.
And just like sits up.
For
and
an
just
old person, you're actually pretty lively.
Not that old. I don't even look that old. I'm just distinguished now.
Sure. During the evening, was anybody else doing anything?
Just working with Baron and letting him know, and just not enough to like disturb our sleep, but just a few words here and there. Like you see that star when we navigate by, the one that's just under it that looks like a dot. I call that dot.
Right. Well, I've never seen these ones before. They're different.
Then I'll show him the star map.
Roll me a nature check, Baron.
Oh, frick.
Sorry. Yeah, you can't really discern anything that you recognize, at least. However, eventually you all fall asleep. It's very weird with Baron because he falls asleep while standing up. Just like tucks his chin in and he's snoring. Yeah.
Takes up less space. That's good.
And he's,
Just ready to run.
seems like he can sleep on command. It's like turning off. And he's always wearing his helmet while sleeping.
Got to protect from those airworms.
Yeah.
Question. I wanted to try something just before I went to sleep. I don't know if it'll work or
Sure.
not, but
What would you like to try?
long shot, but I want to try and commune with the crystal dragon.
You want to meditate?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to walk a good ways away from your allies to do it. They're loud.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm taking my axe with me, just in case. just in case anything happens.
Sure.
Yeah,
You hear a whistle. No, I'm fucking with you.
Shit. Where are my allies?
Run, 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 run.
Into the bubble
Yeah, that'll keep you safe.
for a second.
Well, it is an action to dismiss it, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, when it goes away, shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and meditate.
Cool.
Give me a percentile die. You want really low on this.
You got this. I'm not giving you.
88. Hey, that's double that's 11 times my level. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, no.
Look at that. That we're level 8 and 88 seems like destiny.
2 infinity signs.
Mhm.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I try and meditate, but I guess
An hour or so goes by, and you don't really. You feel your connection is stronger than it's been in a very long time, but you don't remember exactly how it is that you commune with him directly.
it always just kind of happened.
Somewhere along the years, you did gain that disconnect to him.
Mhm.
The number you've reached.
Seems like he's busy. Shit. I'll head back. I'll finish like not really a prayer, but just kind of like seeing if anything happens. Then I'm gonna head back and go to sleep. So
As you're heading back, you do hear that same jovial whistle. I use jovial whistle.
it's Harry.
You look up in a tree, and he's currently whittling. Oh, hey, couldn't sleep either?
Before a fight's always a good time to get your head straight.
Yeah, get your tummy rumbling a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. He holds onto the tree with one hand and just loosely swings, does a front flip, and lands incredibly nimbly.
You what you making?
Oh, so I found out that apparently Dragonborns can't whistle.
I've never once stopped to try.
Well, yeah, I asked them about it, and Luna said it's physically impossible. You need to add too much moisture to your lips, which you can't do, and you need to funnel everything into a small point, which you're also, like, I mean, I'm sure you could try, but...
I'd probably just spit out fire.
Right. So, I was working on this. Hand you up a little whistle.
Oh. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's always good, you know, in case you get lost from your friends or anything like that. You need the whistle to get in contact with them. It's a good stealthy way of moving around everywhere. You know, you
Using
blow the whistle a
whistles.
couple of times. I mean, whenever I need my allies and I lose them, I just, and they hear. So I figured it'll help you and your friends.
Thank you. I actually appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
It's not fair.
I-
Some people can whistle and some can't. I love whistling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Just making any sort of noises. It's fun, I think. Just keeping yourself busy.
I don't know. Whistling just feels like a good way to express your mood, you know? At least for me. You know, whenever I'm happy, I just whistle a little tune. Whenever I get a little sad, I, whistle a little tune.
I know someone else who likes to whistle a decent amount too.
Yeah, see? I'm not the only one.
Yeah. Some people have some similarities.
Yeah.
And some differences. So what's your all's plan for the morning?
Oh, we're actually going to take an attack towards the north section of Umbridge. Jackie is going to run a quick reconnaissance of the land when Luna creates some type of illusion for all of them to stare at. He's going to move inside of the walls, make sure that there's a clear-cut way for us to move through the sewer system, and we plan on meeting up at a tavern inside of there. Once he gets back, we're just going to take the route with him, and hopefully all of the guards that are patrolling the outside of it will be distracted enough by her illusion magic that we actually get that opening.
I'm sure they've spoken about what they would wish for us to do.
No, not at all.
No, don't really care.
No, it was more or less, Jackie was wondering if all of you would be all right, and Lucifon said that, he seems like a big, strong person, and sure, he'll be fine. More or less. I don't know. I'm not good at impersonating him.
It was pretty good.
I need to get deeper. It's not good. Yeah, I can't really get it.
Well, there are more than just me there, so I worry about the others getting in and doing.
Oh, yeah.
We really don't want to, I think, going about the mission is the right way that you decided, not affecting things too much, which is, I think, what we're trying to do as well, is try and
Sure.
not just go in there and, cause chaos, but just
of course not.
Laying low and
yeah,
figuring out what's going on.
But yeah, we actually have to go to the Broken Hook in order to meet up with my sister. Apparently, she's using that as her base of operations with many of the others that are in the Resistance right now.
Mm-hmm.
She gathered up a large portion of the guard. I'm kind of proud of her,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Harry, I hope to see you again.
Yeah, you too, Kothar. You seem like a good guy.
Thank you.
And he sticks his hand up to you.
Yeah, I shake his step, put my hand out.
You take care.
You too. I'll walk back with him if he's walking back or if he goes back up the tree, but I'm going to head back to them.
Yeah, he does walk back, and he whistles the entire way.
Okay. I'm going to whistle out of my little thing now and then.
Ooh, it works, but
yeah, I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody's asleep, so I'll just nuzzle in and go to sleep.
I think N would be up at that point, just from the
chalk.
Balmore's conversation.
Sure.
Bed. We have a long morning.
We will. Just apparently, Karsten wasn't the first king. Who knew?
Interesting.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor and never get anybody else's voice in the inside of your head.
Be tough to tell you not to send me a message then.
You got me on that one.
Yeah, it's fine. We use it for other reasons. Just how people communicate, right?
Yeah, I guess. My head hurts of all this.
Punched in the face 3 times doesn't help.
Yeah. I hope he makes it.
Same.
I
What have you to say?
tried that up amount.
What was that, Noel? Are you awake?
No.
Yeah.
Were you doing awake and not asleep?
Prayers.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot you do those.
Yeah. It's a thing.
Yeah. Have you noticed, like, talking? Do you actually talk to her? Like, is it different at all being here compared to like
It's
the present? Well, is this the present? Or, okay, I'm done. Yep, right now.
he's there, so
You're just making my head hurt worse.
Infection's always there. It's a little fainter here than what I'm used to, but it's not as bad as what it is in the mountains.
Interesting. I'm gonna go to sleep though.
Okay.
I think tomorrow we should plan what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Good night, y'all. I'll finish off the prayers in about like 30 minutes and I'll go to bed.
And looks over at Barone. It's just like,
Correct.
Earworms.
what have we done? And then goes to sleep.
Oh, Divine, please don't let us fuck this up too much. Please let your fate give us good guidance with this, please.
As you all begin going to sleep, at this point, mere hour, 2 hours away from sunrise, you one by one drift into unconsciousness. Morning rolls around. Or should I say mid-morning rolls around. All of you are waking up close to noon, at least. Nothing seems to have happened around you.
Does their tiny hut seem to be there still?
You look out. No, it's gone.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Well, we're better than expected.
Barandar just snaps his head back and. Alright, are we good to go? I just need to put my armor on.
Yeah, we're not dead.
No,
Listen.
not yet.
They're meeting up with his sister.
Oh, good. You wouldn't happen to know where, would you?
Kothar would remember, but I'm having a very difficult time.
Go. Broken hook.
I was thinking broken tusk, but yeah. Broken hook, thanks. Oh my god, I don't know why I had a brain fart there. Yeah, the broken hook. Apparently she's convinced a lot of people to join her cause. A decent amount of the guards, according to Harry. They're going in a very deceptive way. I would suggest we go in a way that is not drawing attention. That's going to be difficult. I don't know, maybe it won't be difficult with us.
Well,
Could we try the front?
well, but I seem to recall. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of you mentioned, or we read in the book, something about Harry and the sister at the end, and she's there, and he had to sacrifice himself, and so maybe if we caught up with the sister, and went with where they went, you would know where he went down at.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
I pulled the book out.
Or-
They have the books. I don't have the books. So.
I have it.
Yeah.
They were in the underground tunnels and stuff.
That
Right.
looks like where they were talking about.
And
going.
I know where that is.
Right. And didn't you say that? Doesn't the book say that she was there when it? I believe. I could be wrong. We could just go on the front gate, but it seems to me she's leading the way.
They said they're taking potentially the tunnels, the sewers system.
Right.
Yeah,
and if we
she was
follow this-
there.
Yeah. So if she was there, if we can
Yeah, but
friend
that's
her.
this
But
one
the
there. It will look a little suspicious. Say, hey, we just arrived here. We just randomly met y'all. Hey, we randomly found freedom.
Well, Harry told me where they are. So it's
Well,
not like we randomly did it. Harry told me last night.
well, and not just that, but weren't we not going to be there for that moment, and we were going to find them after?
Yeah, that,
So
Wasn't that the idea?
these people, have you met them before or
In the
after?
Three of them we
I
have.
met them after.
Right, in the future.
Yes.
Yes. And Harry's
And-
supposed to die.
Well, we all are. But
Him sooner than later.
all right. Well,
4 days.
are we?
he's
So-
the one that's important.
All right. So he has to
Barrett,
die.
Baradin, he's the one that's important. It's in like how we're talking about that big bad guy.
Yeah, the demigod.
It's in the future. Yeah. And we were talking about opposites.
Right.
Harry was the opposite person of the demigod, is what we're thinking.
All right.
And so we wanted to speak to Harry after.
He's interacted with him. Because it doesn't seem like
I
he...
see, yep.
Because to my knowledge, it didn't seem like he knew who he was. He didn't even know the name of the person.
Right.
So
we're going to find Harry's carcass and then
Yes.
speak to it. Is that the gist of it?
Yeah.
Right.
It's not called a carcass in front of his friends if we do find him in that situation.
Yeah, cadaver.
All right.
Body.
Yeah. Rotten corpse. Whatever suits.
Barandar, let's just see.
The body formerly known as.
Yes.
You know how he's supposed to die?
Yeah.
Is it still intact, sort of?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because the throat and the larynx and everything, it has to be sort of in working order for the magic to do its thing. I mean,
Interesting.
I can't use it on a decapitated head unless part of the throat is there.
What if they cut below it?
He dies intact.
I'll have to remember that when I cut heads off now. Cut them.
Yeah, just try to.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, just keep it as close to the collarbone as you can.
Or not.
That's how you chip a weapon.
It's actually the jawline. So long as neck up is intact, it's fine. If you cut off the jaw, you can't talk with it.
Yeah, so if you don't want it snitching.
I aim for the mouth.
I bisect.
And then and as they're talking, Anne is doing new braids to kind of bring out the gray a little bit more.
So, if we want to go in, I say we don't make a giant ruckus. I clearly have no way of doing that, so this is going to be on spellcasters.
Or we said we were here for the fight. We could always just show up at the fight.
It's occupied right now.
Yeah, so that we stay out here for a few days until the fight happens.
Correction.
No, they're leaving with the body. So I go, hey, Vire, keep an eye out for these guys.
Well, Vire died the last time we sent him somewhere.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He was on the other side of a mountain. He will be in contact with me the whole time here.
Well, we have 4 days, approximately. And I do think if we get ourselves closer to the tavern, and we don't have to explain everything to the sister, but just let her know that we were there to help. We may get an idea of where.
But why?
Because she's going to be where he dies.
We don't need to be where he dies. We just need to find him after.
Right.
I just had an idea. It's probably not the best idea. If we do go to the tavern and talk to the sister, I could say my religion involves cemeteries and just, hey, I'd like to do some rituals like that for Shervan at the local cemetery. Like, where do y'all bring the dead?
We can't walk
Wasn't
around
this place
openly.
overrun after this happened? We're not going to be able to... I don't think it was just here. I think it was overrun.
I personally, I don't want him seeing me
I might not remember you.
this few hundred years ago and then come looking for me because I'm kind of sticking out all the time.
Especially with the gray hair now.
There might be a way, though, that we can use some subterfuge
Yeah.
and meet with the sister, follow behind, but we're with them. Let me look through my spell book.
I know it's a wild idea. I know it's a wild idea. I don't know. If taking him to the future, I'm still on that whole track, is that I want to take him to the future.
That's good. If you want to do it, I'm down. It's a long shot, but
take him with us.
So you want to kind of like
He dies, right? Like in the book, it talks about him disappearing and he dies.
Yes, but so you're wanting to do like a Ghost of Umbridge future or something?
Like, what if we just take him to the future? After this all plays out. Because there's no longer a history that we know of Harry after this situation. So would it really affect anything taking him forward?
How are you going to do that?
I had no idea. I'm just here for plans. I'm just the idea guy, and Fulcrum, I think Barondar, and
Gabe.
potentially, and maybe Gabe and Nolth. I'm gonna sit you on the big idea side with me. They're the minutia of what we need to do.
Got you.
We just
That's
kinda
the
throw things
equivalent of an older brother plugging in or unplugging a controller and handing it to you and saying, "You're doing great, buddy."
Like the idea is to be as little involved as possible.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, we go there, are we going to change things in the
Well,
fight?
I don't know. Baron, maybe in your book or my book, if we had a way that maybe some of us could become not seen, like...
Turn y'all invisible.
Well, I can make you smaller.
Smaller? And how many can you make smaller, and how many can you make not visible? Nolth?
I can make 3 people not invisible.
What if we got really small and we went into people's pockets?
I can't
And then-
make you that small unless
Oh.
you're already small enough that it would do.
Harry sized.
I
Tiny.
could turn Harry into a.
How-
mini
just-
Harry.
Curious now, as a player. Let's say someone polymorph Kothar into a mouse,
Sure.
put him in Baron's pocket,
Yep.
and then turn Baron invisible.
That would be he would be invisible so long as he's being carried.
As long as he stayed in the pocket.
Yeah. Because he's so small, I would allow it.
Okay. I was just like, I don't have invisibility.
I have invisibility, so I can keep it up for.
And I don't have polymorph. I was just curious. It just like hit my head. Like,
Don't worry, we were on the same page with what I was saying. We were on the
Yeah.
same page there, Fulcrum. I was thinking turning into an animal and then going into a pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not convinced that we need to be there the moment he dies.
That's
well, if we were, that might be a little hard. I was just thinking we could then follow them as they're taking the body.
seeing the interaction could be important.
Well, I could turn maybe into something large with
No.
with a good, keen sense of smell or something.
And then find him after.
Maybe, but I've tried it before, but I'm no good at it.
Well, the
I
whole
mean-
thing is, if we find him dead, do we have a way to bring him back?
Oh.
Turns towards.
So you're thinking of bringing him back, then taking him to the future.
Yes.
What were you saying, Noel?
I turn towards Bero. I think that's more up his alley for bringing back the dead.
What?
Can you bring back the dead?
Hmm.
No,
I don't
I
think you
can
can.
talk to them for a little bit, but that's it.
Dave?
It's not like level 13
Yeah.
character.
I mean, dead's dead.
We could kidnap an enemy priest. There's probably gonna be many of them.
What about we're not involved?
Oh, God. Well, I'm saying, like, we wouldn't be involved then.
Just throwing out ideas.
Yeah. Big idea.
Big idea guy here. Yeah, that's what I'm here for, you know? You just tell me to shut up once it's time we figure out the idea. I'm just going to keep spitballing. We could take them to the future, to who we're going to go and see in the future,
And bring him back.
and just kind of plop the looks at Barondar. cadaver in front of his friends. But the thing is, if they can't do it now, what makes us think they can do it again? Now, I'm sure that they, by the time that this whole thing got through, they were just wiped on spells, right? They're just tapped,
Yes.
they're exhausted. And they couldn't, maybe at this time it just went too far past, but what's to say in the future they aren't much stronger than what they are now? I'm sure they are, clearly they are. So, bringing him then into the future, I don't know how time would work then. Is his body affecting that time to go into the future? Is it just a few minutes?
So how far in the future are we talking here?
Thousands.
Yes.
1,000 years. Or 600 years? 600 years.
I think it was 600.
600 years, yeah.
Right. Well, maybe you don't have to bring the corpse there directly. If you can just hide it, stash it somewhere, and then bury it up again in the future and restore it.
That's a question. Why haven't they gone to find it? If this was their best friend.
Maybe someone took it.
I have a
Or they-
question.
Moved on.
Or they moved on, yeah. Fulcrum, or anyone, I'm gonna bring out the flute Harry gave me. I just because I'm crazy. Can you sense anything on this?
Yeah, give me 10 minutes, and I'll begin examining it and ritually casting Detect Magic.
Okay. This is a whistle of Tooting. The purpose of the whistle is to be breathed into at a high enough frequency to cause it to emanate with an even higher frequency, though the range is very diverse, and the volume at which you project is also very diverse. It is a whistle.
Damn it. I'm getting
Nice.
crazy idea.
I so want to make a character with that spell that makes things.
Toot.
You cast it 30 days in a row, then you can make it seem magical.
Oh, yeah.
What that spell?
The whistle of Tooting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just being crazy there, I guess. He said it. He said it very seriously. You just blow this, and I might, your friends will come help. I just thought he looked me in the eye really seriously when he said that. Is this guy wise and magical? Just handed it to me.
I got another way we could do it. Do any of us have gentle repose?
He is not wise. Sorry.
For an idea, do any of us have gentle repose?
What's that?
I have no idea.
You touch a corpse and you extend the duration.
I have
I feel like you
never
would be-
touched a corpse in my
I
life.
feel like you would be completely against that, Knowles. I feel like you'd be completely against this idea of bringing someone back.
I hate undeath, but I'm conflicted. But if it's for the greater good, I'm saying.
So I guess we're gonna wait here. Is that the conclude? We're gonna stall here, or
I
I think
think we should at least head over to the tavern and
so.
So,
But why?
so this battle is supposed to take place in 5 days or something?
for about 4 days. Yeah.
So,
Right.
basically, what the gentle repose does is it allows you a longer duration. Resurrection spell. So something that where you have to touch your film 1 minute can become a day.
no? I know what general repose is. I just meant in character. In character code, I would have no idea what general repose is.
No.
I know what general repose does. I just
Character
Yeah.
basically extends the duration of resurrection magic.
Mm.
And I don't have a person with resurrection magic. I necromancy is where I have the issue is making undeath.
That is a form of necromancy.
It is
Isn't all healing necromancy though?
Yes.
Knowles?
technically yes.
So,
We don't talk about that. We don't want to speak on the what's it called.
I just want to understand, Fulcrum, why do you want to go to the tavern?
He currently stepped away.
Oh.
He's thinking deeply.
He wants to
What he's gonna
drink
say.
heavily.
Well, because
The
I
way you
think it-
faded in was awesome, by the way. Just
I'm glad that worked.
yeah.
I think it gets us closer to where we need to be when we need to be there. If we hang back here, I have no idea. We're still a ways away from Umbridge and where we need to go, and how would we find? And I just think if we get to the tavern and the sister, not that we have to do anything, but we're closer. The clues are closer, and we can have an easier job figuring out maybe where she's going. Because if we know where the body is when they leave and pick up the body, we'll have a easier chance, even if it's sending your pseudo dragon to.
Oh, so you're saying if we know where they'll be, we can easily follow them.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could.
And I don't have an easier way of.
Well, there is the way I know to get down there is through the Dupont Manor, which was outside of town. So we could take some time to go over there and see if that entrance is there. And then I could just post Vera there as a watch for whenever they leave.
I'll just assume you ritually cast it again. Do you have the components necessary to do so?
What? It's my last one.
All right.
And I said that whenever we were settling down the first time before we met, Harry came up with that. I was doing it then.
Right. Okay, yeah. Well,
We're setting them up at the Dupont Manor. That's what we're gonna like.
Well, that's the entrance I know of.
And if they don't go in or out that way?
What if the Dupont Manor's not even? What if it's not there this time, or it's occupied? Like,
That's true.
I mean, the only thing that I know is that, well, according to the book, who knows if it's right, Sister will be there when it happens. Luna, Lucifon, and... let me check the book. Let me double check them. I'm going to re-look at the book. She is there, right?
Give me an
Isn't
investigation. And history check.
does Fulcrum give himself guidance?
Was that and history check? Or
I
is
said
it
N history check.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. I'm going to use my lore advantage.
And you said investigation, right? For me?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
This is like the third time with advantage you've rolled doubles. But anyways, N. You're a native of Umbridge. The history of the Dupont Manor actually goes back probably close to 800, 900 years or so.
Okay.
The manor is absolutely there. Though you don't really remember when it became unoccupied by the current residents.
Right.
Potentially current residents, because it was abandoned sometime in your time. Now, you don't know if people are currently residents or not.
Right.
But you do know that it is the burial place of Croston Cross.
So...
This is going all the way back to, like, session 2, guys.
I know. But... So, we could have someone kind of go to the meeting with the sister and see where they're using the entrance to the underground. And then, because I don't
Also,
I
because...
don't think we're going to get everyone...
Sorry, because it's been so long, Dupont Manor is outside of Umbridge.
Right, I do remember that.
Okay, just making sure.
So...
The long trek we had to make.
Yeah.
Through the snow.
Yep.
Rowan was the only happy one about that. So So we could have someone. I don't think that we're going to get everyone inside the town without being noticed. I mean, inside. I don't think we're going to get everyone there. Invisibility only lasts for a little while. My alter self only lasts for a little while. The fewer people that can interact with other people, the better. And then we could have people wait outside of town while they go and have that meeting and see if we're led to the entrance that they use. There probably is one in town. The only one I know about is through a manor, which could or could not be occupied currently. So
then who would we send in? Our infiltration team.
I'm gonna roll with advantage. Use my session inspiration.
Yeah, go ahead. 25. So, the time of his death, his sister was not there immediately near him, but she was within proximity. The timeline of events is she got wrecked, she died, she was resurrected, revivified on the spot. He snaps a little bit, no longer as happy and jovial as he was before. They go further in. He actually attacks somebody for the first time ever. Then, while they hold off the agents of Mr. M, though in this time period he did have his other name, that is when she and all of the other citizens escaped past them, while he, Lucifon Luna, and Jackie held them off for close to an hour.
It's a really dumb idea. It just kind of popped into my brain.
You
And I'll share that information with everyone.
You got.
What if one of us takes the hit for his sister?
You mean looks like his sister?
No, I think he means one of us.
Yeah, looks like his sister and takes the hit because he's gonna need to think it's his sister.
No. So he doesn't lose that goodness of him.
Yeah.
Oh.
If it's gonna be a champion, though, one of us.
Okay, well, it's pretty easy for people to bring me back, just even without being that North for me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You, not to be mean, but
Oh, I'm glad you were thinking me, North. Thank you.
Oh, but how does that change things? Oh my gosh.
I know it was a stupid idea, but
It would change an incredible amount of things. Just off of the base understanding of time you have, Fulcrum.
Big idea guy. That's all. Big idea guy.
big ideas. We have the big.
Yes. I mean, I thought you meant to have someone go in appearing. As
Oh
his
no, I
sister.
fell over.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
but I'm still alive.
But his
Like-
sister's gonna still be alive regardless. Like,
Then we have questions of why did we look like his sisters, and those questions are going to be awkward.
I'm just thinking. I don't know. Like,
Good idea.
I don't know. This is difficult. This is time, and I don't like this.
I don't think I'm quite seeing the larger
Different.
full picture here just yet. So
Like
this Harry fellow, he sees his sister die, and then he turns into like a bad guy. Is that it?
No, I think he just something changes once he sees his sister die. Like Harry, I believe he said something about being a pacifist, and in his book he always talked about like being fairly like he wouldn't attack people, right? And then in the book he literally attacks someone to kill them for the first time after his sister dies, like, and then he dies. Like that's like I don't know. That just seems really strange to me.
we could do it where
So my thought is, what if his sister doesn't die, and he doesn't change?
what if we do it a little different? Instead of
Oh,
impersonating
she is.
Sister, we impersonate Harry and have you die, Kotar.
Why am I dying in all these scenarios? No. I know I can come back
You-
fairly easily, but
Why do we have to change things? Why?
Great.
Well, something's gonna change.
Yeah, change is gonna
I
happen.
know, but like,
Things have
We
already
just-
changed.
We just need to
Why?
talk to him after he knows about M.
We
We
tell
just need to talk to him, but he has to know about M first.
And
Did ya-
M is this demigod
Correct.
figure, right?
Correct.
to go off of Kotar's ideas, instead of imposing the sister, we impose Kotar, Harry.
I'm not trying to be like anyone else. I wasn't saying I need to like look like someone else. That wasn't what I was saying at all.
Oh my
I
god.
did. Indeed.
okay, can anyone change Kothar to look like Harry?
No, I don't want to look like anyone else. I don't
Seeming
wanna look
spell.
like-
That's the only thing. Seeming.
We have makeup.
That would a 7-foot tall halfling.
Hi, I'm Harry.
Yeah. So that's gone.
Yeah, that idea is done. Like, oh
I'm not
my
saying
god.
I need to look like anyone. That's not what I'm trying to say.
We can put a wig.
So we don't even need to consider it because it's not a possibility.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay,
what I-
that one is scratched through.
That's not
We
what I
just-
was trying to say.
We just need to remember the objective, which is to talk to Harry once he realizes.
And we can talk to him when he's dead, like
Right.
he's supposed
And then
to
it's
be.
finding the body because no one knows what happens to that. So we have a couple choices. Now that we've actually met Lucifer, maybe there's a way that we can talk to them and find out where the body is. The other option would be to go close to where he goes down so we can know where the body goes to after, because it's quite a large battlefield. Third option would be just to wait 6 days and 5 days and walk around randomly as things are still going on.
I have a dragon that can go invisible.
Yes, but how close do you need to be for you actually to interact with that thing?
I mean, he went outside of the, like, from when we were inside the mountain to, like, into the woods. So, like, a mile?
So we have to be within a mile. Like
Umbridge
past them.
isn't that big.
Yes, but we
So
need to be
if
within a
we-
mile for you to see it all.
Maybe you have him follow the sister then, and then we know, and then because he can be there, follow the sister, then follow Harry's body once Harry's body is done, and then we can, if you want to do it that way. I just, to me, we know the sister's going to be there.
Hey, I
That
love
gets us to the
that.
body.
What's gonna be our plan B for if that fucks up? Or-
No, the sister's not going to be there when he dies. They all escape. Right?
Right, but
And then they bring and then it's just Lucifer and them underground fighting off
Right.
everyone
He
else. So they
sees her
have to
go
be
down.
with that.
but at some point he sees her go down.
Correct. We don't need to be there for that. We need to be there for when they separate.
Right, but in order to get there,
We need to see it when he sees her. To move from his sister to him.
correct.
Yes.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Now, my question is, why do you have to be there in that instance?
That's the only instance we know of them interacting, right?
Yes,
We
but
did-
if you're going to talk to him when he's dead,
We
It's
don't-
just,
we don't
it's just where his body is after that.
We
yes,
don't know where his body goes to. So
which
that
means
was
you
the
don't
other
have to be
option.
there
Right.
when it happens. You just
Right.
need to be where his body goes.
Yeah,
Right,
that's what we're
exactly.
saying.
And so-
That's what we're saying.
Send in either. There's a couple options. Like I said, we can talk to Luna, Lucifon after.
Is there, I
try to
mean,
find the body.
did they write any about where they took him after? Like,
Nope.
They do not.
Mm-mm.
huh.
And the universe has no longer has a connection to him, which is strange. So that's why I'm thinking either your pseudo dragon follows sister invisibly, finds Harry, follows that, Harry goes down, follows the body, we know where the body's at, or we can talk to Luna and Lucifon and hope that they let us know.
I put
What do
this
you
up.
mean the universe doesn't have a connection to him?
I would like to put this out here as a pessimist.
So he began his existence in a time before there was time, and in doing so, he didn't have the connection. Like, each of us is from somewhere. Like, I'm connected to here. You're connected to your wherever your boggy swamp thing is,
No.
and
not
and so
I think that's actually why I fell, or I don't know.
well, it's like a spiritual connection, and he was born without that. He was like he existed in the time before all of that.
Right, he's like me.
And like Gabe. Gabe is
I
like,
don't know about Gabe, but
we've been told Gabe has no connection to the gods. So you're saying you're like him, Baron?
well, not. I mean, you said I was some kind of that other guy, like a dwarf. He thought I was some kind of dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're not a fucking dwarf?
No, I'm not.
Gotcha.
I don't. Well, we call ourselves different kinds, but it's usually the untethered. That's usually what we fall back to.
You and Gabe should get along.
So you come from an incomplete people of untethered.
Right?
Interesting. And there are people that are humanoids that attempt to become what you are. Interesting. I wonder if that's possible.
I think it's why maybe when I fell down on your plate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just sort of it felt a bit like falling, but I didn't. I sort of fell through and hit the wrong ground, if that makes sense. Or not the wrong. They're all wrong, but
at this
not
point,
the one I was previously on, like falling down a floor, if you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or up.
Or off a roof.
Did that to myself. Do I need to get down there?
I thought she was crazy when she was writing about it, but no, I'm not so sure.
When
Crazy
who was
when
what?
Who was writing about what?
Luna. She was researching how to become untethered. And interesting. I need to think about this a moment.
I wouldn't recommend it. It wasn't really pleasant, just falling down on your.
Yeah, she just didn't want to be right. But I mean, she wanted to be unbound by anchors. But that sounds very similar to me. And that's what she was. So she was trying to create a union with. Anyway, so back to our problem at hand.
Fulcrum,
wait.
complete
Finish
your
it.
thought.
Yeah. Finish that sentence. We need completed sentences, Fulcrum. I understand, like you're seeing a lot, and it might be too much for us to handle. But I think knowing all cards on the table at this situation is important.
Yeah. No half crumbs.
Yeah, no half crumbs. You want the full thing.
I want the fulcrum.
Give us that pie.
No, she was just trying to create a union with it so that she could.
With what?
She wants to go to Buggy Marsh. Is that it?
Kind of. There's a being that's been sealed in the further deeps of the abyss, but it's not now. It doesn't. This is not the river where that happened.
It's later. It's in closer to us.
Yes, it's a different. Yes.
And the question is, what causes her to want to look into that?
Yes,
too.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think that
Maybe when she's in Zodiac?
Maybe Harry's wish came true.
In what? Okay. Anyways, let's get back to when we're going to find this. I think that we have days to talk about this at least. So you want to? We'll send in.
I don't think
I forget his name. Your
Vire,
dragon.
Vire.
Yep, Vire. We can send Vire in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And find the bent hook.
Oh, we can just go there now, I think.
You want to send Vire, and Vire can
Mr. I look normal. You could.
Who?
Talking to Fulcrum.
Oh.
Sure, you could, and not cause a big scene or a big deal, but not all of us can.
You could always just say we're part of a comedy group or something like that.
This place is overrun with undead things and they're meeting in secret.
Yeah, we can't just go in.
Intelligent undead? Is that
No, that's a thing.
sort of...
That is not a thing.
That's a thing.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. I refuse to accept it.
That's
No,
fine if you don't accept it.
It's a thing.
How dare you?
Haven't you heard of liches?
Yeah, have you heard of Lich?
And vampires?
Yeah,
There's
it's a good
all
fruit.
kinds of
No, wait, that's lychee.
specters and wraiths and
Did you hear what happened?
ghosts are some
Yeah, you hear what-
sort of intelligent.
That's not intelligent at all.
Okay, alright. So we're gonna send Vera in. Everybody
I
cool with
thought- that? Does anyone know where the broken hook is? I mean, we know that's where she is. Is it the?
Towards the end.
Yeah. N, Kothar, Gabe.
Didn't we go to the Broken Hook when we first showed up in the very first game?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that the bar we went to?
Yeah.
Near the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right under the tree.
It's probably why the name was dropped to us.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so we've been to there before. We're redacting all this. We know where the Broken Hook is. It's next to the interest tree.
Well, then let's go.
Do we all want to go?
I cannot. So, I can alter self, but it's only for a little while, and then I have disguise self, but people can see through that.
Well, it's Harry's sister. How bad could that be? You look great. I mean, a few gray hairs, but
I'm gonna be honest, if there's gonna be undead around, I'd like to be like a bag over my head or something.
Why?
Rage lock.
Kind.
Well, so the thing about all of this is it's just I'm going to draw attention. Kothar is going to draw attention. Nolth is going to draw attention.
Kothar. You would know this error. That stigma wasn't around.
I think we'll be fine then. I don't think anyone really cares what we look like. I wasn't awake specifically here, like now, but like time in this kind of generation that there wasn't an issue with what you looked like. It was actually, no one really cared. No one gave two shits about it. You'll be completely fine.
Well,
There's gonna be more like us. There's not just gonna be like normal humanoids walking around. Or I guess I don't even know what normal would be. It's just gonna be normal now that what we look like.
Is there something about the future I should know that...
People
You'll
don't-
be fine.
Yeah, actually, he probably won't. He looks.
No, we'll be fine.
Habits.
We'll all be... I don't know, we'll fun. What were you saying?
Best thing I was saying was that humans populated like rabbits. There are a lot of them in the future.
It's a little more than just that too.
That too.
But
And
no.
Baron, you still don't know what the fuck a human is, and they keep referring to them. You're like,
So-
we're all humane. Like, just
Yeah. So, human, is that some kind of specific race then?
I can't tell. It's
Oh.
Falco-
yeah. So it would be like it would be like myself or like Gabe. You're human, right?
Gabe is half elf.
Oh, half elf. Someone. I don't necessarily agree with all this classification of race, but it would be someone that's like myself. Gabe would be like a mixture of myself and an elf. Nolth would be like a mixture of myself and an orc, and I'm probably not making any more sense to you.
So you're sort of separating yourselves into what's
Think of-
essentially quirks
It's a social
of
construct.
physicality, is that it?
Yeah, social construct. There's some genes to it, which gives
There's-
you like a
None
greenish.
of my
Ba-
people,
Barondar, there's like worms. There's a lot of different worms.
right?
Some worms they change based off of where they live.
Right, yeah.
So a human is like that.
Oh, I see.
They change very quickly, and they can look very different based off of where they live.
They also don't
Right.
live very long.
Right, but it's still the same sort of.
I'm not calling
species.
humans worms.
A worm is still a worm, no matter how you eat it.
Yeah, it's science. Sometimes you gotta love it, and sometimes you gotta wonder.
In fantasy
Just to-
games, it is literally just a social construct. It's fucking
Just
stupid.
to clarify, because the way I've sort of seen it with the Untethered is that all of them are essentially very different in form.
Well, I mean,
Right.
not all. Some are similar, but it's
Yeah.
incredibly diverse across the spectrum.
Yeah.
You could be dwarvish, human, elvish, not elvish. You can be halfling, no gnomes. That's my personal preference. But like all across the spectrum, a dragonborn and orc, it makes no difference. You're still untethered.
So
Yeah.
that's interesting, because where I come from, we're all. Most of us look quite different from one another, but we're still sort of.
I agree. But
It's not something we have to worry about right now. That's the key.
No,
thing.
fair enough.
It's something we don't need to worry about right now.
It's just a
So,
curious thing.
shall we head to the Broken Hook then?
Harry had said that there were roaming guards that they had to get by. Correct,
On
Jiro?
Yeah. The city is on
Yeah.
siege, so
Yeah,
you're
like-
not just
like-
going to stroll in.
Like, we have to get past what the issue is. Like, once we get inside, I think we're fine. It's
And-
getting inside. that's
And
the
did
issue.
introduce an idea of how you guys could maybe get in there unnoticed. But that's
Which was going to the
Dupont Manor.
Dupont Manor.
That's a maybe. Maybe
Yeah.
you'll get through.
Because we don't
But-
know if they're connected right now. At this time.
Exactly.
Or if they'll let us in. If
And also,
somebody's
Kothar, remember, that is where the portal is.
there. Oh, God.
Yeah.
There's so many things at the Dupont Manor.
Yeah.
And these guards, are they friendly to Harry, or does he have to sneak too?
No, Harry and them just need to get past the siege. They're just going to they're going underground to get past the siege. The siege is the issue that they need to get by.
All right. I was just wondering if we could use his name, and he gave you a trinket. Maybe he makes those. I don't know.
I have the flute.
The mighty flute.
The flute could be something to, like, her brother made it. I also had the luxury of just saying, "Oh, I'm a champion. I'm here for this," but that's going to be an issue because then they're going to want me to fight, and I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. So me name dropping that's not going to be helpful.
If you name drop, we're gonna get tied in Baltimore.
Well, I would get tied in, not necessarily you all.
And you said this DuPont place can help us get into the city, and then from there we can go to the Broken Hook. Is that?
That's a possibility. There's also a portal to another plane down there,
Fun.
To the abyss.
specifically the abyss.
Interesting.
What's this abyss? I mean, I know of planes, theoretically, and I guess a bit practically now as well, but... What?
It's a
what-
dumpster. It's a landfill.
Well... So,
Luna did say in her.
is that where I come from then?
I don't think so.
That the reason why she was trying to
I mean,
learn
maybe.
about something and becoming unbound is because that thing, not in this river, but that thing is hidden in the deepest parts of is sealed in the deepest parts of the abyss.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if this is where her study of that happens.
Curiosity peaks.
Maybe Harry's wish does come true.
Maybe N has I think N has a good point. We could go to the Dupont Manor. I just don't know what's going to happen if we find people there. Can I do like a history check to remember the gravestones? Because I remember we looked at all the gravestones.
You looked at a lot of gravestones.
Yeah, we looked at, like, because Crowstone was on there. Crowstone
he
Cross
was.
was on there specifically. And I don't know if I can do a history check to remember the specific dates of, like, death. And
Were you the
living.
one sneaking around looking at them?
I
It was
remember
Rowan.
It was Rowan and someone else, I think. So I don't know if I did. I don't think I went into the graveyard. Though I remember you telling me about names when I was there. I don't have that book because that was from when I was in the middle of
I can't even
Iraq.
find
and
my
I think I was
notes
in, I think I was in Iraq, and I don't think I just managed to get home.
Right.
I can't even find my notes from last week. I was looking.
Wow.
I think I actually burned all of them because I had like something going on.
Roll a history check. Go ahead.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna use my game inspiration.
Or
Cathar, please pop up. Hello? Oh, why is it? It went into that little window.
Oh, the suspense.
4.
You still have your session inspiration.
I used it.
he used it.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, buddy.
Chronal shift
Alright.
doesn't work on other people's stuff, does it?
I don't know. Roll it.
Like
Let me
on
see.
a-
I think
It
it
does. If you see it within 30 feet of you.
So you see
I
him
can't-
thinking, and he gets a heavy sweat over his brow. You go, maybe try again. Like,
Do that one more time.
He toots a little out the other side.
If I could get any redder, it's just going into a darker shade of purple.
unfortunately, the only name you remember is Croston.
I don't remember. I just remember the name. That's it,
Croston Cross. That's it.
and not like the date or anything on that. Like
No.
Cal Headstones. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you
just the
didn't.
name.
You didn't get that far.
Okay.
Alright,
There was
so-
also Potato buried right beside him.
I remember Potato.
Aw.
Yeah.
So
His
we
best
just met
friend. Of course, he's
Potato.
going to get buried with him.
Potato.
Paul Tato. He's a
Potato.
dog. Yeah.
Oh,
Potato.
okay.
We just met him a couple sessions ago. Right?
Well, we heard about him. We heard about the
about him.
names like 3-4 sessions ago. So.
So as a player, we can take En's idea, go near the manor, have Vire scout around, and or our other plethora of familiars. And then if the manor looks clear, or we think we can do that, then we go into the manor, head to the tavern, and then we still have a couple days, and then we can have Vire tail.
The sister, till
sounds
she
like that.
interacts with
Skibbity-bibbidi-bop.
Harry,
Just-
follows Harry, but make sure Vera doesn't die.
I need to switch headphones. So
Go for it. Well, while you guys are planning this, you have 3 days in game. You can take some time out of game to prepare, but we are going to end the session here. So, players, thank you for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you all had a fantastic time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you all next time.